Mike, I'm 65 but planning to work another 3 years. If I open a pension account now, I understand that I can't add further money, but I can open a new one upon retirement. So Vince, talk to us about these account-based pensions that sit inside the super realm.
Yeah. I'm not sure why this one creates so much confusion, but it does. And this is a fairly common trope both in the retirement and in other age pension groups that I spend time in for my sins. So that when you get access to your super, you can do one of three things with it generally. You can take it out as cash and take it down to Randwick and put it on race 3 or something else. Maybe you could pay the land tax on your house in Portsea. Or you can start what's called an account-based pension. An account-based pension is another account, and that account attracts a zero tax rate. And you must withdraw a minimum amount of money, and that income is tax-free. That's an account-based pension. And that money has to be segregated from money that's in the accumulation phase, which is taxed at 15% on the earnings. So when you start a pension, an account-based pension, the income stream begins when the money goes in and you cannot add to it. You can have as many super accounts as you want.
And you can have as many account-based pension accounts as you want as well.
And then, of course, the third thing you can do is buy a lifetime income stream, like a lifetime annuity or a market-linked annuity. But that's probably a story for another day. But the key story here is, as many accounts as you want, but you can't add more money to the account that's supporting a pension.
So in practice, Vince, Mike's 65. He could move all his money to pension phase because he's over 65, regardless working or not. Yep. He might keep accumulating through his employer for the next 5 years. Mm-hmm. When he's ready to hang up the tools, his advisor will either say, let's recommute, wind back the pension and then add the money and start another one, or just start a second one. It's pretty basic. Don't get too hung up about it, Mike. The thing is, you're over 65, and in that age with the super world, in terms of accessibility and options, they're all there.
Yeah.
So no issues.
And it's difficult to conceive of too many circumstances where he shouldn't be starting an account-based pension. There are some, but they're very obscure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we might leave it there. Thanks for hanging out with us this week, everyone. A bit of, what else is happening? Bit of an update. We've got Centerlink coming back into the studio soon.
Isn't it bizarre that guy's name is Bot?
Yes. It's better surname Bot than Robodebt.
That's true.
Justin's
But my name's Bot and I work at Centerlink.
Yeah, so Justin's coming back to the podcast. So I'll get him to do a couple of episodes, and he was a wealth of knowledge.
He was great.
Funny thing, Vince, when he was talking about the FIS, Financial Information Service, how wonderful it was and all that stuff, I thought, wow, that sounds amazing. I had not much to deal with it. We had a few comments from people. I was like, we just did not have the experience that he was saying. So there might be a difference between, what they say that happens and what happens in reality.
Yeah. I mean, I hear lots of bad stories, but my personal experiences have all been positive.
Yeah. And that's why I hadn't had too much to do with it. But
you've got a while to go before you...
I've got a little bit to go, Vince, a little bit.
But you look after mum and dad, I assume.
Oh, yes.
And did you do Centerlink work when you were an advisor?
Oh, not heaps. I really, a lot of my clients that I had that were pre-retirees and that went into retirement, they were either not eligible for Centerlink yet, so it was more setting up ready, or secondly, if they were over 67, they were self-funded anyway, so they just weren't on the Centerlink radar.
Yeah, but so my experiences have all been positive. I mean, they're not financial advisors, though, to be very clear.
No, but that's the trap, because I think people think when they get the scenarios that it is advice. And you can scream until you're blue in the face that, everything we say on this podcast is general advice and this is not advice. There are still people that will hear what we say and what they hear as Glen says this, Vince says that, Centerlink said to do this. So,
because there's a difference between what the dictionary says advice is with a small a and what the Corporations Act says advice is. And that's sometimes a little bit of a difficult mental leap to make, that you and I live and breathe this stuff all day, every day. And we think capital A advice, as defined in 766, 761. And that's not how the reader of the Australian or the Sydney Morning Herald naturally thinks.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not any disrespect. It's just that's not what you're paid to do.
But also, anyone who listens to Retire Right, it's a really good audience, you guys out there who watch and listen. If you want to send me any feedback, good, bad, or otherwise, just go to the Retire Right website, click contact us. We'll see them all. We get lots of complaints and whinging.
Brickbats and bouquets, I think is the technical term.
Yeah, so look, just reach out. I'm not above anything. We're not going to get it right every time. I might be woke. Vince might be a filthy capitalist pig. Jess might be a commie. But we just want to provide infotainment and really encourage everyone to pay attention to their own financial situation leading up to retirement. We'll end it there. My name is Glen James, joined by Vince Scully from Life Sherpa. Vince, we'll see you next time.
Bye for now.
Hey, it's Glen here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You made it to the end. Can I ask a favor? Can you hit that like button and maybe hit subscribe if you want to get notified when we release further videos just like this one, whether you watch the Money, Money, Money podcast or Retire Right. And remember, if you want to learn more about investing, I've got an investing book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, and there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Bye.